Hello, everyone. Sourcing can be a headache sometimes. If you know what you're doing, great. However, if you're just starting or if you want to develop new products, you want to understand what's going on with the market, I have a great guest today. His name is Sebastian Herz. He's the co-founder of Zignify. So welcome, Sebastian.
Burak, thank you so much for having me. Fantastic, an honor.
All right, thank you so much. So, guys, me and Sebastian, we always see each other in the events, in the exhibitions. The last time we were together in the Prosper show in Las Vegas 1 month ago, and we decided to do recording this video because there are a lot of issues with product quality, sourcing, the trends, the new marketplaces. A lot of experienced sellers are even having issues, especially if you're selling on Amazon. So I wanted to bring Sebastian to ask him a little bit about the trends, the pricing, the market alternatives. So Sebastian, tell me a little bit about you. How did you find the company? How long you've been in the business? And we go from there.
It's good. I'll try to make it, of course, as short as possible. As one of the main things I think important to know is we're sellers ourselves as well. We have two own brands. One's a cosmetic brand, and the second thing, wallet and small, like safety devices brand. But that's just a side hustle, I would call by now. My wife has been doing sourcing for nearly 20 years, 19 only, not 20. I need to be careful not to be slapped at home, But we've started sourcing. She's been doing this all her life long. And then once I was in the industry, we did the sourcing for our own products. And now we got into sourcing, of course, for a lot of mostly Amazon sellers, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I met her also in the events and we were talking about the trends. The first question I would have, like, where do you see the trends? China has been the number one over the years, especially if you sell on Amazon. Alibaba made it very easy. If you want to put the product on Alibaba, find it, sell it on Amazon. It was possible. What do you think? Is it still the best country to source with, depending on the industry, of course? But what's your experience where the trends are going right now?
It depends a lot on where you're selling the products as well. If you're, for example, in the US, China may still, of course, be a good country. It used to be for us like about 90% of the sourcing was inside China. Now it's about 40%. I mean, we've grown quite massively. We're now more than 60 employees, and we grew in 2.5 years from 1 to about 60 employees. So China was still growing, but the rest of the world just was massively overtaken, especially when it comes to the US. For import tariffs. Trump implemented a lot more import tariffs on Chinese goods. So what can happen is that you find the same product in a different country and have 0% import tariffs. Because the import tariffs is not going against the product, it's going against a product from
origin.
A country. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it made of? Okay.
Yeah.
And so where would you say like the first top 3 countries are catching up with China?
I mean, it definitely depends, of course, always on the product. What is the raw material? What is it made from? Does this country have the natural resources, the natural resources or so for it, and the level of infrastructure that they can actually produce it? But the other countries that are strong for sure are Vietnam, other Southeast Asian countries. When you're selling in Europe, could be Eastern Europe, Turkey. But what we do a lot for US sellers is as well Mexico and South America.
I'm always curious about Mexico. I would always think that Mexico has sometimes a capacity issue. It's very easy to scale in China, especially if you're making wallets. Then if you want to add like bags, then if you want to add maybe, shoes or maybe accessories like belt, or you're doing cosmetics, then it's very easy to go to another supplier in China or another country like Korea. How is it in Mexico? Also, what I liked, I also lived in China 8 years. One thing I liked was the trade show. There are a lot of big trade shows. You go in and you can add vertical or horizontal. You can grow different categories or same catalog, but different products.
Right.
How is it in Mexico? Do you feel the same way, or they still have time to improve this?
Another country, by the way, what of course didn't mention before is India. But when it comes to Mexico, Mexico is a special country, you have to admit. I mean, it is a country that's coming up fast in specific areas, and a lot of that will come actually also through foreign investment and a lot of
Chinese investment mostly.
Exactly. So the thing is then, if the product comes from Mexico, but it's a Chinese-owned company, it's still from Mexico. So of course they're smart as well moving over there. You're absolutely right. Some bigger factories may produce complementary products as well, but quite often, yes, you may need to find another supplier. And no, it is not yet as established as China. In terms of for quickly producing. It's not only the mentality and the work ethics that is different, of course, between China and Mexico, But at the same time, you may also have issues, a little bit with cartel or with mafia and with anything to get your products protectedly out of the border without them holding hands over
Exporting
getting
is
money.
very hard. Exporting process is difficult from Mexico versus China. Like that's a true. So even they're not that practical. I think China is like an all-star now versus Mexico is still like a rookie. And you're right. The companies who manufacture there are mostly in China. But another thing, like 60 to 65% largest sellers on Amazon.com is Chinese direct manufacturers, Chinese brands. And when it comes to a foreigner try to go source a product, I used to sell on Amazon too. A few days ago, my supplier said, "Hey, what about this DIY candle making kit? You can sell it as a get well soon gift." I'm like, "Hey, look, it looks like you know this better than me. So what do you think about this? It's not even a danger anymore. It's a fact. The factories selling on Amazon directly, they're definitely cheaper than you. They can do export declaration. They can do tax refund from the government. They can import cheaper than you. They can ship. So do you see where in what places on Amazon still you see like advantages or improvements part for the sellers or new starters?
I have this issue on the other hand directly myself with my first brand as well. And yeah, it's no question. I mean, Amazon is proactively going and getting the bigger manufacturers directly on Amazon. They're promoting it, and there are agencies by now out there helping
Yeah.
Chinese sellers to succeed on Amazon. I see this myself as well with one of my products where we have directly Chinese factories on there. They're underbidding insane prices. Two
Yeah.
of the pouches, for example, for car keys, at like down to $10 a piece, where I sell one of them for about 17, a two pack of them for 28, compared to $10
Yeah.
compared to 28. But at the same time, this is where I believe you as a German, US local company can come in and help with once give really good customer service, secondly understand what the listings need to look like, how you speak to your customers, what the real need is, and yes, update your images, set yourself off for a higher price, because clients or Amazon buyers will then also understand there must be a difference. If a product is $10, another one is 28. So focus on USPs, focus on making your product better, and it may be from the same factory or from another one, but focus on where are the weak spots of them
Absolutely.
and just massively outdate them. The good
We,
thing
we
is
have yeah,
you will not be bestseller, but you make money.
right. We have that with one of our customer. He's selling dog seat covers, and his products is like $75, $80, and some of the competitors are selling for $36, which
Yeah.
that has been questionable. Like why they drop the price so high, but that's what it is. So you were talking about price. Actually, that would be my first question. That would be my next question, but turns out we just like start talking about organically. I think what Amazon has been trying to do is to keep their prices stable. So they're actually cutting off the American sellers or local sellers in Germany, UK, which is dangerous in my opinion, because most of those
Sure.
companies are only based out of China, India, Mexico, and they don't even maybe pay tax. Europe
Yeah.
is a little bit more. Europe is more protected. They're keeping it more safe, but still there are things to do doing around. Where do you see the prices are going when it comes to? So basically, there's inflation. We all know that, and marketplaces wants their sellers to keep the end user price the same. So basically, the fees are increasing. So basically, where you're gonna have the margin, people start losing their margins, right? So
Yeah.
they can only save money maybe in the sourcing, shipment, fulfillment. The other things you cannot really. What do you recommend people? Do you feel there's a way to save money on sourcing side right now in the world?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've helped our customers save more than 500,000,000, not 500,000, 500,000,000 of dollars in savings. So yes, you can definitely. Um, One of the major hints I would guess is take your best sellers and ask yourself the question: did you actually get the best prices already? If you're selling 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 units a year, what does that mean if you save another 50 cents or a dollar or two?
Right.
Go in and do the sourcing again, ask us for help. Of course, we'd be happy to do.
Sure.
But at the same time, I mean, still set yourself off of the main competition. Yes, Amazon has taken all those things. It's lowering the price. I mean, who's the one who wins in the end? But maybe here also as an idea, maybe for a future partner of ours, this is a great one of the things. Like you said, Europe is protected. or more protected, but not necessarily. There's so many sellers on there who have illegal products, who don't have we have trash licensing over here. We have electronic licensing. Of course, we have to pay taxes and everything. We have to keep packaging laws and all of those declaration laws and everything correct. But since there's so many out there, Chinese and or also Germans or Europeans, more and more companies are sprouting out of the ground who focus on compliance and take down illegal offers on the market. Go to Amazon, report them, and shut them down to protect us, who do like the hard work, with their own brands, of making them legal and correct.
Interesting.
Good idea maybe for the US if it doesn't exist yet.
Absolutely. And do you feel people still sourcing for Amazon? But do you get requests, hey, I want to source product for Temu, I want to source product for Shopify, I want to source product for Walmart? Do you see that is increasing? Because, we talk to sometimes our friends, partners, they're like, oh, we see the new Amazon sellers entering the market is fewer than 2-3 years ago. How do you see the trend on sourcing the product? Are they still people are looking for that? Or your existing Amazon customers, they want to source different products, or they want to change their product for a different marketplace?
Not for Temu, but we see this, of course, that a lot of people finally wake up and say, again, any one of us who wants to build a brand like us, Männersache or Cosmetics Cream, we call ourselves Amazon sellers. But in my opinion, sorry to say, but this is sick. No, we want to build a brand, and Amazon is one of the markets we sell on. And if that market cuts us down and kills all of our commission and our money, well, you know what? Of course we go to Shopify. I'm selling on Shopify as well. We sell through social media. But another big thing is I sell my products from the first brand, at least so far, also in big box retail. So more than 1,000 big box retail stores have our products or had our products specifically during Corona, and that's nice. You make more money even on retail. You make more money on Shopify if you run, organically, but of course the demand is lower, or you manage to get your products out there with advertising. For sure, you don't necessarily need to change the products. You may need to change the product packaging when it goes to retail, because that is going to be your silent seller in the shelves. But get that product, and please don't only focus on Amazon. They'll get you naked. You're out, and you must have other channels besides Amazon, in my opinion.
Absolutely. No, definitely. Man, it's been already like very quick 12 minutes there. I feel like there are like millions of things that we can talk, especially detail wise. Sourcing I've done sourcing. There are so many things that you can do on a product. How people can find you as they're improving their existing product. One of the things we know that with Amazon fees, Amazon used to have like a 4 or 5 tiers pricing level for the FBA fees. Now they have plus 12. So it means that if you can reshape your product, if you can your product box, maybe you can change something, you can definitely save money. How they can find you, and what's your special offer?
Appreciate it very, very much. Thanks so much for that. Just go to zignify.net, Zignify, beginning a Z in the end, the Y.net. Just book a call, and I think the offer that we can do is, we'll take 30 minutes of time, listen to your situation, check if we can find, is there potential to find the producers in either China or another country, to see if there's any possibilities, and or when you come with your bestseller products or so, we can analyze and think, is like, okay, is there actually potential that you could save money on that? And question is how much? We can't guarantee, of course, anything in the beginning without doing the research, but the basic thinking, the gut feel is quite often right. We've done
there's always open. I always believe there's an improvement, especially you could one last hint is maybe we should have said that in the beginning of the call, is that you could maybe change the material made of the product, and then you can even change the HTS code of the product. You can save money on that. We have seen that, like a bamboo product, change it to a cotton, they save 25%, and turns out the customer really didn't care about the texture because it kind of feels the same, versus they could save 25% on that. There's so many things to think about, guys. Just like talk to the experts and start thinking outside of the box. Sebastian, thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you in the next round with more detailed interview. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.